Because without you,
Are we on?
or you want to leave.
I think it's on.
Check your phone. Are you on?
Yeah, it says live. Let me check though and see if I can see anything from your YouTube. But it says live on my end,
But it
so I
says,
always pretend
please
like I am.
continue recording in progress, and we'll continue without you. Are you sure you want to leave? No, no,
No,
it's
no, no, I don't
continue.
need- So
Okay.
you'll be able to see the comments though, right?
Oh, girl, I don't even know. I don't know. I have no idea.
You say
I
what?
just,
We're trying to figure it out. We're
I
trying to
just
figure it
winging it.
out. Okay.
But it says I'm live, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Oh, you say, oh,
Right. Yeah.
hi.
Ooh.
Welcome to Antonia's Blissful Corner. And today I have my friend Kay and
Hey.
Dee joining me. So, so, um, this is a test. This is a
Yes.
test.
We're
And
testing and giggling.
yes, and Kay is my human crush for this test. Um, I don't know Kay from a canopy, meeting her for the first, seeing her face for the first time a few minutes
Yes.
ago, but we've been friends on YouTube
Yes, for a
for about a
while.
year.
We've been soul sisters for a while.
Yeah, for about a year. It helps that we're both Jamaican, and to
Yes.
kick this to kick this party off, we're gonna play some tunes and have a little dance. Kate,
All
run the
right.
music, my
Run
DJ.
music. Of course, it's got to be some Bob Marley people. Come on now.
Yes.
Dance wherever you are, baby.
Can you turn it up?
And treat you.
I wanna love you every day and every night.
Of my single baby. Hey, you know, ready? Let's skunk it out.
Okay.
Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I feel? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I feel? That's love. That's good vibes, man.
It is the vibe. So you said that you can see us? You said that you can see us on YouTube?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, no, somebody just texted me and said that she can't see me. Anyway, welcome to Antonia's Blissful Corner. My friend Kay is here, and I'm happy to say that
Hmm.
this is a milestone day for me. 1 year ago, I launched my YouTube channel, and I'm super excited because I did it. Like
You
it was
did.
a little bit scary to step outside of my comfort zone and do it. And when I started it, and after recording the first video, I was like, oh no, do I really want to do this? And I'm grateful that I did because I have grown in ways that I never thought possible. And of course, and I met the wonderful Kay. Kay?
Yes, it's good to meet you. Man, this journey is something, and I'm glad you're a part of it. I came across your videos just, through Sadie. Sadie's, when she did her prayer circles and
Yep.
everything. I meet a lot of people through Sadie. So Sadie, big up to
Yes,
yourself for
Sadie.
bringing communities together.
Yes.
Sadie. And
It's-
so, we met through there, and I felt like as soon as I saw your spirit, I'm like, oh man, that's my sister. That's my
yes.
sister. I
And of
love the
course, it
Jamaican
helps that
vibe.
we're Jamaican. So, I
Yeah,
mean, that makes it even
yes. Big things are going on over here.
all the time. So, this is going to be, for me, a regular occurrence because I will say, like I shared with you, and I want to share with the audience.
Mm,
When I joined your live, my spirit was like, I needed to connect with you because I wanted to do live, but I wanted to do it with someone, right?
right.
Like at least for the experience and like just to, feel it out.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that because as we both know, like I put a message in your chat that you did not see.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and next you know, you send me a separate message. So this was a divine thing that was meant to
It
happen.
was meant to be. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I
So
agree with that.
yes.
And sometimes when you just follow spirit, you don't even know where things are gonna go, and things just unfold for you. People come into your life, and all you got to do is just say yes to opportunities.
Yes,
And we
absolutely.
both said yes,
Yes.
faced our fears and say we figure it out.
And we are here.
And we're here. So I'm loving it. Are
Yeah.
you getting any feedback on your end? Are you able to see anything through the YouTube or no?
Let me
I'm
see.
pretty sure it's running.
Where do you see it?
All right. I'm checking. Just hold on a minute, people. Just making sure we good here. Because I
Yeah.
know you might not be able to check your thing, but yeah, it says 3 people watching and we're on. So
Yay!
yeah, people are on. Like you might not be able to see the comments. That's probably just something you gotta set up later, but it's on. It's good. We're running.
Hey y'all.
Hey, we can't see you, but hey,
Can you see the messages? Can you where do you see it? Like
what
because
I
I'm
just went
looking
on my phone and
I'm
went to
looking
your
where do you see
went to
because
your
I'm looking at
page.
my oh you go to where it says lives.
I just went to your home page, yeah, and I'm seeing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. Because I was looking at the phone and I didn't see it.
Yeah, we got um I inspired tarots there.
Hi,
Yeah,
Veronica.
you seeing anybody? Yeah,
No,
some
no, 'cause
people
I don't
are
even
on
know
there.
where to look.
All right, so let's get started because we're gonna be giggling this whole thing
The
through.
whole damn time. Okay. All right. So, as I
Yeah,
mentioned before, this is my 1 year anniversary, and I figured no better way to do this more than to basically go live. This is another step in my journey
mhm.
of self discovery, and also kind of further stepping outside of my comfort zone.
Yes,
And so we decided to basically do this thing and have a chat. So
yes,
here we go.
yes, and I'm celebrating this with her. She's celebrating her first year. I've been on YouTube 4 years and I've never celebrated not one milestone publicly. So I told her I'm piggybacking on yours right now. This is a joint celebration. I'm
Yes.
very proud of you, Antonia. I'm very
I so
happy for you.
appreciate it. I so appreciate it because the struggle is real. When you're a quiet person, it is very difficult to do things like this. Um,
Right.
but I am very intentional, and more so this past year, I'm very tuned in. I'm listening to my spirit, like where they're leading me, the instructions that I'm being given, when to go, when to stop. And I think because of that, I keep elevating, and I'm so very grateful.
All right, good. All
Yeah.
right, so let's kick it off. Let's kick it off. We talked for a long time today, and I love the conversation.
Yes.
So we wrote down a couple questions so we could keep on track. Sometimes you know how it is. We all over the place, but let's get on track. Okay, so we wanted to start off with how did this start for each one of us? How did we start YouTube? How did we even get here? So go ahead, Antonia, take it away.
Okay. So my YouTube journey began last year.
Right.
Actually, that's not true. My YouTube journey began maybe a year and a half before that, when I was watching YouTube because that's where I live. And I saw something about faceless YouTube channel. I think it said, if you're introverted, you can have a faceless YouTube channel. Like, okay, my interest. And so, so I decided to test it, and I started a channel where I was just posting like like introverted material, like shorts and longs, and using social media, AI to help me to
Right.
create certain videos and such. And then last year, my spirit told me it's time for you to start a YouTube channel, and I'm thinking, no, that's not happening. And I remember going to the office and mentioning it to one of my colleagues, and I said, I got to start a YouTube channel. And I said,
Yeah.
it has to be
Yeah.
soon, but it's April, so I can't do it in April. So I said, I need to come up with a date in May. And as I was thinking May 15th, she said May 15th, and I was like, May 15th it is.
Okay.
And it was a struggle to record a video and post a
Yeah.
video, with the
Yeah.
overthinking. Am I doing it right? Am
Mhm.
I saying the right things? Is anybody even going to care? Should I even post it? And then in order to honor, because I feel like when I'm being given divine instructions,
Right.
when I follow it, I feel as if like every time I follow it and I pass a test, I get
Mm-hmm.
another thing. Like so I keep getting elevated. And I do
Right.
believe that the spirit, when the spirit leads us and we choose um to listen,
Yes.
act when we're supposed to, then we're rewarded, right? So because this thing is, you have to be grateful. And so
Right.
I started the channel afraid. Afraid.
Yep. Same.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like I mentioned to you earlier, like I have a phone capacity, like people always want to like, how do you even have so much on a phone? And then the other day I
Right.
realized that there is a capacity. I mean, I had 2 terabytes of iCloud space and I use it all.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
use 512 gigabytes on the phone and I use it all. I had to basically sit down, and that's because I'm always taking a picture, recording something, and never deleting. And so the other day, I finally sat down and focused on basically clearing it off because now that I'm doing this, I don't want
Right.
to be in that space.
Right.
So yeah, that's how I started on YouTube.
Yeah. So for me, it's thanks for sharing that. I appreciate you sharing that.
You're welcome.
And it's similar for me because I did the same thing. I was listening to my spirit, and I've always listened to spirit. And as I was going through my healing journey, I had the message to get on YouTube. I always watch YouTube. I'm always in the background watching, hearing people talk about stuff that I know, and I'm like, I know that. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
You know, but never being brave enough to come out and do it. And then, one day my guides were like, "Hey, that's gonna be you one day," and I just laughed my ass off because I'm like, "No, no, 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 that's not gonna be me." And I'm washing dishes one night, and I just hear this voice. It's like a great mother's voice, and all she said was, "It's time." And I recognize this um, reference to "it's time" because as a war veteran, I ended up with PTSD, and when I was going on my healing journey with that, I heard once the same voice said, "It's time." And all I know that I needed to do was just go sit down and meditate. That's where my meditative journey started.
Mhm.
And I just went and sat in a dark closet, just knowing instinctively that that's what I was supposed to do. And when I did it, the most amazing thing happened. All I ended up with was just a cramp in my ass, and I was just so irritated. But I said, I said yes, even though I sat there, I didn't know what I was doing. I got a cramp, but my life changed because I said yes, and it
Mhm.
didn't have to be perfect. And so when I got the call again to record, and all I did was record my voice and create a video to it, it was the same thing. It didn't have to be perfect. It didn't have to be the best. I just had to say yes.
Mhm.
So truly, it just feels like the energy is when spirit says to move and do this and do that, just say yes.
Just do, yeah.
Just say yes.
'Cause I feel like spirit will never lead us down the wrong path,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I think that, all it requires is a little bit of faith,
yeah,
in order for us to basically, move, and get ahead.
yeah, yeah.
Here we are. Okay. So the next question is, how has it helped you?
Oh boy. Okay, this one is we can go deep with this one. This all has helped me to truly connect to who I am
Mhm.
because to answer the call, and people have many different names for it. Okay, there's God, Goddess, the universe, the cosmos. We align it with synchronicities, miracles, all these things. We're all talking about the same energy here,
Mhm.
and that energy challenging me to go deeper and to be better, it kind of leads you to a path of connecting with self. And so to say yes to the journey to do a YouTube video was me saying yes to understanding myself because that's what I use this opportunity for,
Yeah.
to connect with people who want to heal, to connect with my own healing, and then to kind of just share that story. So one of the biggest ways that um, it's helped me to connect is in to be vulnerable and to be open and to allow people to see who I really am, to not judge myself, and to not worry about the judgment other people are going to place on me. And all of that leads to incredible healing. So by far, hands down, the biggest help is has been in how much this has helped me to heal myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Um,
about you?
for me, honestly, it's the growth.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert, and I feel like I live most of my life behind the scenes. Like I'm an
Right.
awesome person. I've done awesome things, but I have chosen to basically hide. And when I tell you, I used to do a lot of stuff at church, event planning, this and the third. And when it was
Right.
time for them to hand out the accolades, I didn't want it. I used to tell my priest, do not call my name. If anything, say the website committee, those who don't know, because I just didn't want it. I didn't like the attention. And
Right.
I specifically remember one time when, because we celebrate each island's anniversary
Mm.
independence, and I usually help some of the other islands to set up and whatsoever have you. And when it was time for them to, oh, Antonia, I would literally, there was one time when I hid under a table, I hid in the kitchen, and when I realized that they're relentless and they'll find me, I went in my car. And
Yeah.
I stayed in there so long I fell asleep. And when I woke up, people were coming out of the church, and I said, okay, time for me to go back.
So you really evolved from this then.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you know, even if no one told me, I feel it. I feel it myself. I feel and I see where by choosing to say yes, right? And
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
choosing to allow my spirit to lead me, I'm growing. And I realize that, happiness is a choice,
Yeah.
growth
Hmm.
is a choice, right? Because I
Yeah.
can choose my nice little comfy, comfort zone, but and even though I have fun by myself, it's so much
Right.
more fun outside the comfort zone,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And so
You won't
for me,
notice all the stuff you picking up.
yes, yes, and the different types of people that I'm meeting.
Yeah.
So it has helped me to evolve in a way that I never thought possible.
Right.
I'm a consumer of YouTube. I don't have cable, so
Right.
everything,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
YouTube is my entertainment. Is where
News.
to learn to learn about
It's your,
everything.
it's your club. It's your party set.
Yes, yes. And so, I'm grateful for it, because when people used to say, "Oh, you need to tell people your story because people need to know." I'm like, "No, they don't need to know mine."
Right.
Because I think we all think that our story isn't interesting, but what I'm realizing is that there is something that we have that others need. I now understand
Yeah.
what that means.
Yeah. 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 And it's funny you say that because the thing we have in common is that we were both moved by a guidance,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So I wanted to just hop off our questions real quick and ask this because it's popping up for me, and I'd like to delve into it just a little bit. When you get that guidance, what does it feel like for you?
It's a wonderful thing, right? First of all, it's a little bit scary,
All
right?
right.
Because sometimes, like I said, when they said first it was the YouTube, then it was a book, and I'm like, but I think because I've been so intentional about what I do, how I do it, with whom, um,
Right.
it isn't, like I just go. It's almost as if
Right.
like there's somebody saying, "I need you to step first with your right foot." Um,
Right. Right.
in
Right.
2023, it's almost as if like I was connected with certain people, people
Yeah.
that were good for me, some people that may not have been at the time. And
Right.
towards the end of, when I tell you, when I look back, I realize how much time I wasted in 2023 sitting on the phone and
Yeah.
yeah,
That
towards the end of,
clarity.
huh?
I said that clarity that comes with,
Yes, because
yeah.
towards the end of 2023, my spirit had me telling people 2024 is gonna look different. And I just kept saying it. I don't know why.
Right. Right.
And then as soon as the calendar turned into January 1, 2024,
Hmm.
no more phone, focus. Focus on, what I was working on at the time. And then here comes May and spirit saying, okay, YouTube, no. Why?
Took a turn.
Why? And then after that, it was the book, and then I realized, okay, I'm truly walking in my purpose right now. And I've experienced, I feel like, every emotion, but I will say
Mhm.
that this journey has brought me to this place right now where I have never been any happier. I feel
Beautiful.
so free, you know.
Nice. I
As I
love
mentioned
that.
to you, I'm in the park
Yeah.
yesterday singing in the rain.
Yeah. And funny because on the walk I went on today, I was just I, I'm walking in a park, and right next to where you're walking is just all the cars on the street. And I just started dancing my ass off. I've never done that before. Okay? Understand? There's something that's happening at this time that is freeing us all from this shell.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you, you just gotta embrace it. You
yeah.
have to
You
embrace
just
it.
gotta just go with it. And
Yeah.
I think, you know, because I'm always in my head. But you know, and when I'm home, I do some of the craziest things that make me crack up so hard. And I'll say to my
Right.
mother, I crack myself up, and she's like, "Yeah, see." You know what the thing is? It's like, and sometimes it's just a thought. But
Right.
I'm grateful that you know being on social media has taught me because I love to create videos. Posting
Right.
them is a problem. So creating them,
Yeah. 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 Editing takes a long time, guys. Trust
don't
me.
even edit anymore. I don't even edit. For me, it's the posting. So
Yeah.
before, what used to be a challenge was the title that I should use and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
caption and should I
Yeah.
do it this other
Wanting
way?
everything to be perfect.
To be perfect. And then when I saw videos on YouTube that says don't edit, just post it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, that's easy. And now that I'm using this app, it's so just a plug, no affiliation because my coach is the one who taught me about it. So we're recording on Riverside FM. And
Okay.
Riverside FM somehow or another just makes it easier, right? Because then it's recorded. So my Dr. Pratt and me, like we recorded and I posted on Fridays. And
Right.
I think that's why I was able to reach out to you today and say, "Hey, can we go live?" Because how
Yeah.
crazy is that? This one I'm asking you, can we go live today?
You did just kind of come out of nowhere.
So random,
But I wasn't gonna miss that. This is a big milestone for you. I wasn't gonna miss
and I
it.
appreciate it. And I think that that's a part of the whole you know when spirit
Yeah.
speaks and whether or not how we respond to it, right?
Right.
Because it wasn't something that I thought about yesterday. Because if it was, then I would have prepared you.
Right. 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 Exactly. But we roll with it. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
The next thing we were going to talk about, which I think what you're talking about kind of leads right into it, was the positive aspects. We're going to touch on the kind of negative aspects of doing this and being on YouTube, but speak a little more about the positive side of this.
So for me, the positivity is basically me becoming consistent.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I have a whole lot of things in my phone and I was not
Mm.
recording them. And but the one thing, so one of the things that helped me to get here is Instagram. I do not like, even though I'm on
Right.
these platforms, I don't love social media.
Hmm.
But I've embraced it and I've come to understand and appreciate the value that it serves.
Right. Right.
Because in order to for me to speak to you or you or
Hmm.
you or you,
Yeah.
you know,
Or you.
I have to come out, I have to basically be someplace.
Yeah.
And the good thing about, you know, the platforms, especially YouTube, is that it's marketing. Like it's you basically. So right now, like I'm building my brand as an introvert, but there
Yeah.
are other things that I do. Like I have a t-shirt business, I do life insurance.
There you go.
Yeah, like so there are different things that I do. And so I'm realizing that I need to basically do this. Being on YouTube has allowed me to grow in a way that I never thought possible. Because
Right.
I was living, I feel like a very uncomfortable life.
Hmm.
You know, forcing myself to be in spaces where I didn't belong.
So yeah, it's like you're trying to fit, like when a snake sheds its skin, and like you're trying to put that back on. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
and
it's
it
torn
doesn't
to
fit.
it's torn to
Yeah,
shreds. You
yeah.
can't put that back.
Can't put it back on. And so this past year, I have grown to a space where I say no very,
Yeah,
firmly, no, thanks, no.
yeah,
And mean it. I'm more consistent because now, when I record, the daily videos, they're there, and then trying to get into the habit of, posting a long form on a weekly basis. So it's helping me to basically become more consistent. Being on social platforms has allowed me to like my voice because I used to hate
yeah,
the sound of my voice.
yeah.
It's allowed me to basically be vulnerable where
Beautiful.
I'm okay with coming on however I look. And
Yeah,
the trick to that for me was when I used to think, oh, but my hair, because I used to have my
Yeah.
hair permed.
Yeah.
And when COVID first started, I'll never forget my fitness trainer saying to me, "Oh my gosh, you should go natural." And I was like, "Natural? This is my natural hair going on my natural scalp. Why would I go?" and then and then my hair got damaged, right? Because God
Mhm.
sent the messenger and I wouldn't listen. And God said, "All right, sister, I got something for you." And my hair got damaged. It was COVID. The salons weren't open. And by the time the salons opened, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go natural.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah.
cut it off. And I was speaking to someone a couple days ago. I think it was yesterday actually. And I said to her that I think that that needed to happen, right? In order for
Mhm.
me to basically be authentic. So this is me, everything authentic,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm okay with basically because I'm always barefaced. Like, the most I do every day when I'm going to work is
Yeah.
maybe mascara, but I don't do the makeup thing, and
Right.
I'm okay with showing my
Yeah.
raggedy hair,
And
you
listen,
know.
I got some grays here. If you guys zoom in.
Right. And that's something, me coming on, like this is something that I never would have done before because I
Right.
would have taken out the hair and comb it, put on a nice shirt and all these things. And I'm
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. So because one day I said to myself, if I was talking to my friend right now, this is what he would see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so therefore, because of that, I'm like, you know what? This is what the world's gonna get.
I
You know?
love that. I love it. So it helps you with the authenticity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. For me, it's the community.
Hmm.
I love community. And I think for a lot of people who suffer from depression or anxieties, and you're just an extremely social person, I think it's very good to build community. And
Hmm.
some people are part of families that don't truly support them and give them the love and support they really need. This is a great way to do it. You
Yeah.
know, you can choose your family.
Yes.
And so that was my intention with this, was to choose my family, be intention with my friends, and choose people that were going to uplift me and share energy with me instead
Hmm.
of draining you.
Yes.
So for me, the biggest thing this has helped me to do is create community
Hmm.
and support. And listen, there's a lot of us out here who have some tremendous healing powers. Okay. You
Hmm.
don't even realize what it means to someone sometimes just to respond to their post or hit a like. You know what I'm saying? Or just send some positive vibes. That's free.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So absolutely this has helped me to, just like you said, be vulnerable, be honest, show up to build community. There's a lot of upsides to doing this. And I'm doing it without any other platform. YouTube is all I got.
Yeah.
So it's possible if you're someone who you're not a big social person, you don't want to be on all the social media platforms, just pick something you're comfortable with,
Yeah.
grow it organically, build a small community, respond to the people who follow you, and just it can become its own thing from there.
Absolutely. And as you were saying that, I thought about the fact that if you're not even ready to, post videos, you can record them, up,
Yeah.
upload
Yeah.
them, and keep them
Yeah.
private. And then when you feel comfortable, you can
Yeah.
share it with the world. But I when people used to say, oh, you have a story, I used to think, no, I don't. And to your point, when I post the messages, right? When I wake up in the morning and I see a message from someone in Ireland saying, thank you so much, this spoke to me, um, or something like that, I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because it's like
Love can have impact all over the world.
world,
Yeah,
and you
you
don't
think
know,
you're just
yeah,
yeah, you think you're
it's
just here with it. Nah, that stuff is
everywhere,
it's
and you don't
everywhere.
know my energy, because I understand that my energy is not everybody's,
Yeah. Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And so
Big
and
facts.
so and I'm okay with that. But the reality of it is, I think that we're living in a space now where it's almost as if like happiness is required. And
Yes.
so every
Yes.
morning when we wake up, you have a choice. You have a choice to either be happy or sad. And give me happiness every
Yeah.
day.
And it's funny you said that because listen, people should know this about me. I did not start this healing journey all in. I didn't jump into this both feet in. I was the person that was like, yeah, whatever.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I remember I used to work for after I got out of the military, I did some veterinary work. And I would go into the room before the doctor. So it's like I'm a doggy nurse. Are you going before the doctor to take the vitals, find out everything that's wrong? And sometimes people come in with their animals too because they're sick, really sick, or they need to um they need help transitioning with the pet. And this lady came in once and she just had her hands hovering over her dog.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, don't mind me. I'm just doing Reiki."
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I didn't know anything about Reiki. And I was like, "So what is that meant to do?" And she's like, "It's helping him to heal his suffering." And I was like, "What is this woman talking about?" That was me.
Yeah.
That was the person who just was like, "Oh, that's so beautiful." I was like, "These people are, what are they talking about? You can't do that." uh, until you go deeper in your own healing and you start to feel your own abilities and your
Right.
own power, and you
Right.
now, your love and your healing takes on a different look and a different feel, and you can direct it and you can receive it and you can block it, and you start being more conscious with that.
Mm-hmm.
So this journey is for everyone. It doesn't matter if you believe it, you don't believe it, it's just a growth of the human soul.
It
So
is.
it
It
is.
is. And viewers, your participation is required. This thing called life is basically, it's amazing, if you allow it to be.
Yeah.
Because when I look back on the times when I was sad and depressed and all of that, and there isn't anything that I would do differently about my life. I was telling someone that when I thank God, I don't thank him for the good stuff, I thank him for the bad stuff, because if not for the bad stuff, I
That
wouldn't
contrast.
be good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for every obstacle, for every
Yeah.
tear, for every
Yeah.
heartache, for every accident, um, because the reality of it is, right, um, we don't know where our blessings lie, and
Right.
sometimes we have to be stretched, and stretching is very painful. But
Yeah.
man, on the other side, it's wonderful. It really
Yeah.
is.
And you're doing a great job. When I listen, I'm gonna tell you something about healing. You can't hide how it shows up in your body.
Yeah,
When you start to heal, your voice sounds different. You look different. You
walk
sound
different.
different. You walk different. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have your own essence and your own perfume that you can't buy in the store. You turn heads. It's something about the way you're gonna start walking. You pull your shoulders back. You're picking your head up. You're walking with authority. It's
And
like
honestly,
all of that.
I feel it. I was in the office last Friday, and I'd usually go into the office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get out the way because we're required to be in the office 3 days. And I didn't go on Monday, Tuesday, so I had to go on Tuesday, Wednesday, well, Thursday, Friday, whatever, you know what I mean. So I went on Friday, and I had planned to wear one of my shirt designs because I wanted to, because going into the office, even though I dressed, um, but then I wear t-shirts and put on my blazer, and I still look,
Yeah,
like I had
yeah.
on a suit. And I went on Friday, and when I was speaking to my coach, and I was telling him that I was going to wear a sweatshirt. I thought it was a hoodie, but it turned out to be a sweatshirt. And he said, "Oh, that's dope. If anything, take pictures with it in a skirt." And I'm like, "Oh, that's a good idea." So I ended up wearing a skirt. And when I got to the office, I put on my heels so I could have my little photo shoot.
Listen, if y'all don't know, Antonia got some legs. Antonia, don't let don't let the waist up fool you now. Antonia got some legs.
It's true. But it's funny. It's funny that you say that because on Friday I put on my heels, took my pictures, and I said, "Let me run to the lobby to get something to eat," because I usually take to work my breakfast and lunch, but I didn't on Friday. And I went downstairs because I didn't know who from my. I didn't expect, because usually on Fridays the office is for the most part empty.
Yeah,
And so I went out to the lobby to get something, and the security, who's a female, she was like, "Oh my god, yo!" Now, mind you, she has
yeah,
seen me, but because she's always behind the desk, she's never seen me. And then when I have on heels, my legs are different.
yeah.
She was like, "You need your own personal bodyguard for them legs." And I was
Listen,
laughing because
listen. Tell them how you get it. Tell them how you get it, because I hear your. If you see her videos when that little thing comes in and tell how far she walked. Tell them how far you walk.
I
Tell them.
walk. I walk. I mean, I think on Saturday I walk like 9.4 miles or something like that. Like, and I walk daily. Like, so especially like when I'm home, I love to go for morning walks. Uh,
Yeah,
Now that the weather is getting better and it's light in the evening, when I get home from work, I'll go for maybe like a 3 mile walk. So I walk, and I because running was my passion, but
yeah,
because of time, like I feel like I'm more now. and my knees and everything else. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm more now walking than running. But the reality of it is, when I'm walking, I'm multitasking because I'm creating content and other
Yeah.
things. So I'm trying to just use my time.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, I brought it up. I brought up a story about last week because I was in the office and I had on my heels. When I went back upstairs, got to work, my supervisor came and another person. Now I'm oblivious to everybody because I'm working, and I
Right.
get up to go to the ladies' room. My shirt on the front said "strong woman," and on the
Right.
back it says "dear strong woman." You're not intimidating; they are intimidated.
Ooh.
Know the difference. Now, I get up to go to the bathroom and I'm walking, forgetting that I don't have my blazer on. And when I reached down the hallway, I was like, oh, I'm sure she's looking at me. It's fine because she's always looking at me.
Right.
So, but one, one is a Friday, I have on skirt. Two, I'm wearing heels. And three, my shirt has this message like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah. You were empowered.
I was. And in that moment, I realized, you know what? I really am evolving. And
Yes.
and when I say like I don't care, I
Hmm.
don't care. Like I
Yeah.
don't care about what they think. I don't care about what they say because the only thing that matters is my opinion. And my opinion is already blessed by him.
Yes. If you're following your guidance and it leads you to a place where you are gathering things to you that empower you, and somebody has a problem with that,
Not my problem.
they don't have a problem with you. They
No.
have a problem with who sent you.
Right.
Okay? And that's between them
And
and them. Okay. But
absolutely.
jumping right into that was all the positive stuff we talked about, right? The
Hmm.
positive aspects of being. Now, because of that, now we can trigger people with this energy, with this healing energy sometimes if people don't like it.
Hmm.
So let's talk about the negativity behind doing this, especially doing it now, bringing this message, either the negativity experience just on a daily or the negativity experience on social media. What does that look like for you?
So for me, because I'm fairly new to this, I haven't really experienced much negativity. I will
Yeah,
say though that when I first started, I cannot remember the exact message. It wasn't anything nasty, but it's something that made me wonder, like, what does that mean? And I was
right,
afraid, and I was like, oh yeah, this ain't for me because I'm not for the and then I realized that this is my space. Like I have the power to say who stays, who goes, and which
right,
comments I want people to see. So
right.
meaning I can hide you, I could delete you, I could block
Block
you.
you.
Right. Right. And so like I feel like right now I'm moving with caution, right?
Right,
Because even though it's a year, it's only a year. It's a
right.
year. Like depending on
Yeah,
how I look at it, right?
yeah,
Because um I'm still very new to this journey. But there's that, and there's also when I deliver messages, right? Because I feel like when we say something, it's not us. This is what we're
right,
being guided to say. And
right, right.
I think that sometimes, hit dog don't hit dog with holla, you know what I mean? So I feel like sometimes if people take it personally, because sometimes I think that people, because sometimes you can say, oh my gosh, you just say something and someone
Right.
will say, oh my gosh, is he talking about me? And it's
Yeah,
like, and it could be someone that you're close to. And my thing is, well, I wasn't really talking about you, but if it applies, then carry
right,
on,
right, right.
pick it up in
Yeah,
a pocket, because a lot of people are on social media. We're all here delivering a message, whether it's based on our own personal experience or something that we're reacting to that we saw.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes there's that. Like there's and in the beginning I did overthink that, where I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I hope they don't think I'm talking about them. And should I
Right,
call them
right,
and let
right,
them know that it's not about
right,
them?
right.
And as I continue to, move forward, I realized, I don't have to do that. Um,
That's good.
yeah, I don't have to do that. But yeah. So for me, like it's basically like just being cautious with,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you. For me, the negativity, if I could go back to the beginning, I was afraid to start this because of that.
Hmm.
Because I thought, man, I don't want to be this person that's getting in fights with people online. And I'm like, I did not want that vibe.
Hmm.
I wanted to just come on, do my thing, keep it small. But so what I did was I said, well, what are the things that are in place that can help me to keep the community safe and when I get on here and I'm talking, and because I tap into spirit in such a live way, like a lot of times it's a live channeling for me. I need very little distraction. So there, don't let the fear of dealing with negative people stop you from starting this journey, because there are things in place on the platforms that can help you to filter out those people. Okay. So before I do my lives on YouTube, there's little checks you can go through.
Yeah.
Okay. You can put delays on the messages so that messages can be delayed for your people to go in and remove them for you. You can put words in there so it can filter out certain words so people can't type. What I love to do is make it subscriber comments only, because sometimes people, they are going through and they're just scrolling through lives to see whose live they can jump on to just ruin it.
Oh,
Ruin it. Make it subscriber only. You only have to worry about the people who are subscribed to you.
that's actually a great that's a great idea. Um being in Sadie's community and mostly Veronica, because Veronica has allowed some of the soul family to be
Right.
moderators, on her
Yeah,
channel.
yeah. Use
And
your moderators.
yeah, and I tell you, I just feel like everything is so intentional, and in the moment we never really know and understand like why we're being asked to do this thing until.
Right.
And at first when she had, she didn't even ask, right? She just said, you know what, I'm just gonna make all of you. So I don't remember how many of us there were at the time, but we were all from City's community. I'm just gonna make you all of you moderators. And I was like,
Right.
I don't even know what to do. And when the time came, I knew exactly what to do. People put something crazy now, you either block them or time them out, whatever have you. And for me, this is me in training,
Right.
right?
Right.
So this is
Right.
me basically learning how all those things work behind the scenes. So thank you, Veronica.
If you see me looking down, I'm also looking at the chat too.
Mhm.
So I'm
But
keeping a track of it as we're talking. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at.
but yeah, so I'm grateful. I am grateful for the tools. I didn't know about the subscriber only.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's good, and I do think that YouTube has done a great job of having necessary tools. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I love
unfortunately,
about it the most.
yeah, unfortunately, there are bots out there that has
Yeah.
nothing better to do with their time,
Yeah. Yeah.
and trolls. But I think it's just a part of the process. Um,
Yeah.
you leave your house and there are trolls on the street, just angry people
Yeah.
who are bitter and have nothing better to do more than to just try to cause chaos. I don't fall for their
Yeah.
tricks.
Just know you're protected. Don't let the negativity
Exactly.
discourage you from starting your channel and getting on and delivering your message, because to me it's all about healing. And if you are flowing in that vein of delivering healing messages, then you will be protected to do
Mm,
that.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And you'll strengthen your confidence and your ability to protect yourself so that it doesn't become a negative experience for you.
exactly. Because it
Yeah.
is fun. Um, and because it really is just a matter of just just being your authentic self, basically living your happy-go-lucky life, and just being okay with being seen. I know that's
Yeah.
a hard pill to
It
swallow for
is.
introverts.
Let's talk about that, because let's talk about that a little bit. The challenge of being so different, and how maybe people start viewing you as different now, and that the loss that comes with that, because sometimes we lose friendships, right? We lose relationships. And so what is that like?
So for me, I chose to actually just walk away from certain relationships last year,
Yeah.
because I'm now at a space where if it even triggers my energy a little bit, I don't want it.
Right.
And so
Right.
like I'm being very intentional about who I spend my time with. The reality of it is a lot of people really don't understand introverts. And for those of you who don't, I'm gonna plug my book
Plug
here.
it.
Unlocking the introvert fucking guide to
Plug it, baby. We get the blur out. Come on, put it closer to the screen.
I can't figure it out. But there you go.
It's
There you
right.
go.
You got it. Yeah, close right.
It's,
Yeah, right
it's
there.
Unlocking the Introvert, a pocket guide to understanding and interacting with introverts.
Get that book.
It's available on Amazon and on my channel, not channel, website, societyofintroverts.com, and anywhere books are sold online. But walking this journey, I realized that, it is very difficult to get people to understand me.
Yeah.
So those who are committed to not understanding me, I'm committed to just walking away, because
Ooh.
yes, because I can't. Like, I truly am in a place right now of bliss. My account name is Antonia's Blissful Corner, for real. And
Yeah.
and I think that when we go through the journey and you get on the other side, we look back and we're like, oh no, we're not going there no more. And
Hmm.
so I'm like you, like I'm appreciating YouTube for the opportunity to connect with people who are interested in me for real.
Hmm.
Because I
Yeah.
didn't know what you look like until today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so there was, well, that's not true. I knew what you look like because of your channel, but this is our first time speaking.
Yeah. I'm a ghost.
This is our first time speaking. So the first time that we got on the phone and heard each other's voice live
Yeah.
today, right? And we've been, connected. We connected, like on social media. And so for me, I'm okay with people, because I think, as we all know, people come into our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I think the problem is that sometimes we don't know the difference.
Yeah.
So when it's a season, we try to make it. When it's a reason, we try to make it a season. When it's a season, we try to make it a lifetime. And we
Yeah.
should. I think that we should be okay with letting people go, so that we can be open to welcome new people,
Yeah.
so that we can thrive. At this moment, my circle of friends ain't a circle. It's not even a circle.
That's 2 points.
Right. And I'm okay with that. Like, there was a point in time when I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna grow old alone and lonely and
Yeah.
unhappy. Oh no, 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 honey. Not the case. Because I know how to bring joy to myself.
Yeah.
When I'm in the office and I go to the bathroom and I look in the mirror, be like, good morning, Antonia. And I just start to
Yeah.
crack up, right? Because I just think that it's important to know how to bring joy to your own self. I think that it's important to know how to make yourself laugh. Don't
Mm.
wait for nobody to tell you you're beautiful, to
Yeah.
to tell you you look good. I know I look good.
Yes. Yes.
And so I think that, and I will say, it was a journey to get to to this place, because I think that sometimes we do want to be, the compliments. We do want to be told
Yeah.
that you look good. We do want to be told that you're smart and all those things. But my thing is, listen, God already told me all that, so I don't need you to tell me no more.
Mm.
Because I know, arrogant
Listen.
maybe, but I think
Yeah.
that confidence. I think it's a confidence that grows as you grow to understand who you are, and walking your purpose.
I agree with that. Listen, there's gonna become a point where when you step into your confidence, people are gonna want to associate it with being conceited.
Hmm.
What's gonna create that division and that difference for you is it's the knowing that you
And
are
walking,
walking in this purpose.
right? Hmm.
Okay? Are you
Hmm.
hearing the echo?
Yeah, I just figured out how to find this.
Oh, it's okay.
Live. It's live.
Yeah. Things are gonna happen.
Yes.
But
Oh,
listen,
Cynthia's there. Dr. Pratt. Okay, let me shout out my people. Oh, look at that.
are you seeing everybody?
I'm seeing everybody.
Good. Glad to see you guys. Okay, look, like I was saying, okay, let me switch gears now. We're gonna lose people, okay? You can't be afraid to do that. When you step into your power, your energy, you're gonna rub people the wrong way. It's and as you were talking, I kept seeing in my mind the caterpillar hanging out with all his caterpillar friends. Because if you don't know, sometimes caterpillars they group up. There'll be like 10 of them on one leaf, all eating, right?
Yeah,
So for
yeah.
the person who's very, very social, you're with this group, you're with this group. But then you have this isolation period, okay, where it seems like everybody's just gone. You're gonna enter into this cocooning to
Hmm.
transition yourself. You're about to be different. And sometimes when you come out of that and you're a butterfly, it feels like you're just alone. You know what I mean? Until
Hmm.
something prompts you to travel. Hey, go over that fence, get across that road, go into that field, and now you're surrounded by butterflies.
And
And
I actually can relate to that. I think that that was my 2014.
yeah,
Especially for the first part of the year. And I will say that there are some people who I've aligned with, who I hold near and dear, a few.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes, to your point, when we get into a certain phase, we kind of like get tunnel vision.
Hmm.
And sometimes I used to wonder, I hope they don't think that I'm ignoring them. But I think that if the person knows me well enough, they'll know that that's not the case. I
Right.
think that people who are introverted understand that we don't have to talk every day, every month, every year. Heck,
Yeah.
it could be every 3 years. But when you when you know your people, you know your
Yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying? So I used to think that not having friends and walking alone was a problem. But I mean, I was born alone. I'm going to more than likely die alone.
And listen, for the people who just that you are so social, you love being around people. It's just for a moment. It's
It's a
not a.
moment.
It's just a
Yeah,
moment,
yeah,
okay, where you feel like you're losing everything, where you nothing's the same, but you. It's a transition. It's an evolution.
it
So
is.
things
And
have to shift, but it
how
all comes
I've
back to you.
my Phoenix is rising.
Yeah,
But
there it is.
the Phoenix is
There it
rising.
is.
And I
The
really feel
phoenix
that in
is
my soul.
rising.
I really feel it in my soul.
Yes.
However, the thing too is, right, one of the things that I remember years ago, Steve Harvey said on his radio program, if you're the smartest person in your group, you need a new group. I thought that was the most insulting, mean thing I ever heard in my life. And when I started to grow, I realized this is a thing because you're
Right.
supposed to align yourself with people who you want to basically grow
Yes.
to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
because,
Yes.
and so I have, like, there are a few women, like, there are a few women, a few smart women who we used to speak a lot and now we don't speak that much, but I think we know that we're still here,
Right.
right?
Right.
Because we're both busy becoming
Mhm.
moguls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
hear you.
yeah, and so I do believe though that it is necessary to basically separate and basically like, because then if I'm over here basically wasting time on the phone, not talking or doing it something productive, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Right.
can't.
Right.
And so therefore, I wouldn't have made the progress that I did in 2024 if I was still basically like choosing to just sit and chill. Um,
Right.
I think that those in my life who are in the friend category, if you don't know, that's your problem. But for those who are concerned, then that means that you have something to be concerned about. The people who know, like the people who I think that are true blue friends,
Right.
they're not concerned, and I think that that's what life and friendship and love is about. Like when you know somebody, in my opinion, like based on my experience, when I love you, I
Mhm.
love you,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And when I don't love you no more,
Okay. Let me tell you how I experienced. I appreciate you sharing that. For me, the loss is hard because I'm very social. So when I started losing people, it was difficult for me because I felt because if you're not grounded, that can lead you to some depressive states. To just all of a sudden you have all of this and then it's just no one. You
hmm
know what I mean? That shift can be it can uproot, it can upground, but it's what it's supposed to do because if you're supposed to move from one space to another, you are gonna get uprooted. And
yes,
all these things are gonna kind of shake themselves up. But I think for me what helps is simultaneously evolving in the spiritual knowing while also understanding me as a person,
hmm
healing my abandonment issues, healing my, mommy issues, healing my PTSD, healing my trust issues. It's a simultaneous
yeah,
movement.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that's how you can distinguish between, hey, am I being conceited or am I being confident? Is when you're growing those things together, you're sure of how you're moving. And when you start to recognize energy and you surround yourself with people who also understand energy, they are fully aware of your intention.
indeed. And
And you don't have to feel like you have to explain yourself all the time.
and I think that's the wonderful part, is not having to have to explain. I
Right.
think because I'm West Indian and because of my upbringing, I've always mommy always trained us to basically, when you leave the house, right, look right. So from I was in middle school, I was wearing business attire, right? So it's
Right.
my thing. Like And most people in the office, they wear jeans and sneakers. Not me. I'm in my stilettos and my heels and my jacket, and looking cute, right? Looking like I own the building, you know.
Turn these around the balls.
And so because I walk with a certain, like, I float, I feel like sometimes I'm
Right,
floating. The confidence, right? So people see confidence coming, but what they didn't see, because now the confidence on the outside didn't match what was on the inside. I wasn't
right,
confident inside. Inside, I was
right,
having like
right,
mental, like, "Ooh, they're looking at me." And now when I'm walking with confidence, but the
right,
inside is saying, "Oh, I don't care if they look at me. They should." I mean,
right,
you know,
right, right,
and I don't think it's about being conceited. I think it's about being comfortable and confident. Um, it's a lot of work to get
right.
to a place where you feel comfortable in your skin.
Yeah,
And you know that that seat at a table requires your presence in a confident way, right? Because I
right,
think
right.
sometimes the seat is there, we're like, nah, I don't want to sit there. I want to sit in the back. I mean, I love the
Mhm.
back, but sometimes your presence is required up front. Um, and that's where I intend to be sometimes.
Yes,
So,
yes. I get that. It makes a lot of sense to me. This entire thing is a journey and a process, and I think to tie it all back to the beginning, being on social media has been a great way for me to navigate all of those things. Okay.
mhm,
And when I love when other people show up authentically because that's how I get information about what it's really like.
yes,
So when I want to give back to that, I have to show up authentic
mhm,
because somebody else is watching me to see what it's really like.
yes,
And I can't, that's why even though I'm so embarrassed by some of the videos I post, just deep down, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I was wearing that.
but
I
you're
can't
growing.
believe my background looked like that. But I don't erase it
Yeah,
because that's the honesty of the growth. And
yes,
somebody needs to see that
yeah,
no matter how you present, just show up being yourself and keep learning how to love yourself, and the world will naturally just fall in love with you.
indeed. I agree, and I feel like that's the perfect way to end. I think,
Yeah,
just be comfortable in the skin that you're in. God loves you, and so do I.
yes,
And
you
then
are a blessing.
you are a
All of you
blessing.
watching, you are
Yes,
a
you are a
blessing.
blessing. We are here for a reason,
Yes.
not a season or for a lifetime. But we don't know how long a lifetime is. But we're here for a reason, and I'm grateful for everyone who has joined. Before we go, I got
Yeah.
somebody to buy me a cake so that I can celebrate. So that I can
You can stick that one cat,
let me tell you
the
something.
velvet.
When I tell you that I know how to celebrate me, and I don't drink, but I do drink my water from a fancy glass. And
Okay.
today I had my water fast, so I have some grapes and some lemon in this water, and
All
so
right. When I drink some red wine later, I'll pour a little bit for you.
I can't wait for our next one. This was so great. Thank you so much,
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Listen, you could have been
everyone.
anywhere else, but you decided to kick it with us. I
Yes,
love and appreciate you, Antonia.
thank you. I
I
love you too, Kay.
celebrate your year, and
Thank
I
you.
look forward to you just growing and having many more years to come with that big smile.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate. Let me see. So, Veronica, Tia, Candy, Dawn, Sean, Tamika, Cynthia, Nasia,
Everybody, I see you
Dr. Pratt. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting. And we will see you in the next one.
Yeah, we're going because we got to get deeper into this introvert stuff. I'm
Yes,
excited to delve
that's
deeper
going to
into
be our
it.
next topic. So please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and enjoy my journey.
Bye.
Bye.